On this cold, dreary, rainy day at Highland Hills Farm, we're staying cozy inside. We're going to make some delicious homemade granola. If you like more of these farm-to-table recipes, remember to subscribe, like, and comment. Let's get cooking.
Life's an adventure near and far. Join us today at Highland Hills Farm.
All right, so this is a super easy recipe. We start out with 8 cups of oats, and what you want to use is the old-fashioned oats. You don't want to use the instant oats. But we've got 8 cups in here already. The next thing we're going to add is 3 cups of nuts, and you can use, this is a recipe you can customize however you like it. We're using sliced almonds because that's what we like, but you can put any nut in here at all that you want. So we're going to do 3 cups of those. For our 3 cups of sliced almonds in the bowl, we're just going to add 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And then it's 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. I like cinnamon, so I'm going to do a little bit more. I usually do a heaping teaspoon of cinnamon. All right, so that is our dry ingredients that are done for right now. We will be adding fruit, but I'll show you the stage at which we add that, which is after the first time we flip the granola in the oven. Okay, so we have all our dry ingredients. I'm just going to set that aside for now, and I'm going to work on the wet ingredients. The first thing is a cup of coconut oil. So you'll have to melt it. It usually comes like this. You can buy any brand, it doesn't matter. So we melt that down. We're going to put a cup of that in this bowl. The next item is 1 cup of honey. You can use maple syrup if you prefer. We use honey because this is honey from our farm right here. I'm just going to get a cup of that. All right, there's a cup of that. We're going to pour that in here. And the next item is 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Again, this is our homemade vanilla. And that is it. That is all there is to this recipe. We're just going to mix these together, get them well incorporated, and then we're going to pour this wet mixture onto our oats and nuts. All right, we're just going to mix this all together, get it well incorporated. All right, so I've got the wet ingredients all mixed together, and just before I mix the dry ingredients together, this is an optional item. You don't need to put this in, but we like to have the coconut shreds. I do 1.5 cups of those. Like I said, you can change this. You can add a little bit more if you want. It's not going to make a big difference. Kind of do it to taste. So we're just going to put that in there, and we're going to mix this stuff together. All right, so we have that mixed well. Now we're just going to pour the wet ingredients over top of this. And we're going to mix this all real well until it's all well coated. All right, so we have this all mixed now, and this is kind of what it looks like. And what we're going to do is just spread this out on our baking pans, and you can use parchment paper. or these silicone mats, it doesn't matter. We're just going to put about half of this out on these trays. We have our oven already at 350 degrees. And this is going to go in for about 24 minutes. Midway through at about the 12-minute mark, we're going to go in and toss it around and flip it and just make sure it's all evenly browning. And at the midway mark is when we actually add in any of our dried fruits that we may want. That's optional. You don't have to do it. We just prefer it. You're just going to get this all spread out fairly evenly. So our granola is all evenly put on our trays. Now we're just going to throw this into the oven at 350 degrees. And that's, like I said, it's going to go for about 12 minutes, and then we're going to flip it and do it for another 12. We'll be back in 12 minutes to show you what it looks like. All right, so we've let this go about 12 minutes. I'm going to take this out, put it on the counter. All we're going to do now is flip this. And what I'm going to do right at this point, you can use any sort of dried fruit that you want. It's really customizable. If you wanted to use pineapple or papaya or anything. Today we're going to use golden raisins, cranberries, and cherries. It's just something we got at Walmart. We're just going to put these on. You do 1.5 cups. Like I said, you can change this. You can add a little more. It's not going to hurt anything. The reason we put these on at this point is they can burn, and if you get the fruit that is burnt, it's going to give it a whole thing an off flavor. So we're just going to sprinkle these on before we toss this granola. That was 1 cup. And I'm going to do 2 cups. I'll put the actual recipe, but like I said, you can modify this however you want. We'll make sure to put this whole recipe in the description for you so you can try it. Just going to shake these around. Then we're just going to flip this stuff. Just like this. This is just so it evenly gets toasted in the oven. And I'm going to add one step to this recipe as well. After about 10 minutes, I'm going to take this and compact this down. If you like your granola in big chunks, then this will be the procedure you want to do. You want to pack this all down after about 10 more minutes in the oven. And then when it cools and dries, it'll be nice and have nice big chunks in the granola. And as you can see, this granola is kind of brown now. On the top. That's what we want it to look like. And we're just going to flip this all over and put it back in the oven for about another 12 minutes. All right, we've got that all tossed, and we're going to put that back into the oven for another 12 minutes or so. We'll be back in a bit. Okay, so we've gone about another 8 minutes. This is that step I told you that I'm going to do because we like ours in bigger chunks. All you're going to do is compact this down before you put it into the oven for the last 4 to 5 minutes. And all this is going to do is make it so when it's cool that you'll have a lot bigger chunks of granola rather than just the fine individual oats. We like to use this for like cereal and snacks, so the bigger chunks are better for us, but you can do whatever works for you. We're just pushing this down with a spatula. You can see it's all starting to turn nice light brown, so we're just about done. So just like that, packed down. And we're going to throw this into the oven again for the remaining 4 to 5 minutes. And we'll be back to show you the finished product. Welcome back. So this is done. We've taken it out of the oven, let it cool about 45 minutes. As you can see, it's nice and beautifully golden brown. We're just going to break this up into some pieces here in a minute. And all you want to do, if you want bigger pieces, you just kind of crunch it up. Once you can get lifted like that, you can just kind of break it into whatever size pieces you want. This is really good for cereal or a snack or just putting on top of ice cream. It's a healthy snack. We hope you enjoyed this recipe. Remember to subscribe, like, and comment. That really helps us out more than you know. We appreciate you being here, and we'll see you next time at Highland Hills Farm.
Life's an adventure near and far. Join us today at Highland Hills Farm.